This is Jake Waxman
And Tyler Laviolette, two guys talk sports.
bringing you another Friday round table of sports talk. So we got a few subjects in mind that we'd like to discuss with you all who join us live on Friday. Tyler's going to go first. He's got something that he would like to talk about. Tyler, take it away.
Definitely. Earlier today, it was announced that the Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds would play a game at Bristol Motor Speedway on Saturday, August 2nd of next year.
Ooh.
The game will be televised on Fox. This will be 9 years after the track hosted a Tennessee Virginia Tech football game there.
That is correct.
And continued on a string of incredible non-traditional baseball stadiums to get places hosting baseball.
Absolutely.
We factor in London Olympic Stadium. We had Australian cricket ground in Sydney hosted a few games. Yep. We've had a military base around 4th of July a few years back. We've had the Field of Dreams. We've had a game at a Negro League at the old Ricketts Field in Birmingham. Absolutely. And now we get this.
Bristol.
And a NASCAR track.
Absolutely. I mean, I heard about this earlier today, and my first thought was, wow, Bristol is becoming more than just a racetrack, or they don't call it the last Coliseum for nothing, or the last great Coliseum. It's more than just for racing now, apparently. They have been able, like you said, Tyler, the Volunteers, and I think Virginia Tech played a football game there.
I remember watching that. Yep, I remember watching that game at ABC. That was fun.
Yeah. And then, of course, now they're going to host a baseball game. I'm kind of curious to see how they are able to fit a baseball diamond inside that track.
I've seen some of the renderings, and it looks like when I watched some of the coverage on MLB Network, they mentioned in the rent that some of the walls would have the infield garage and the walls would have to be temporarily taken out and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Some dirt being brought in like they did for the Bristol dirt races and other stuff, but it's going to be some temporary seating near the infield diamond. But the view obviously won't be great. I mean, it's like how some European soccer stadiums, like in the famed Stade de France, have an athletics track around it, even when you're doing France's national team matches or national rugby matches.
Yeah, absolutely. Come to think of it, of course, I mean, they've hosted a football game before, and I remember, like you said, now I remember that they did have to take out some of the garage structures and that stuff to make way for that football stadium. So if they can do that, they could certainly host a baseball game. They can make it work. I can foresee that happening. It'll take some time, but the process of getting it all together and all that stuff, that'll be fascinating. I'll be fascinated to see what an aerial view of Bristol looks like with the baseball diamond inside.
Yeah, Fox is airing it. I saw Jimmy Little there when I was watching going to the coverage on LB.com, LB Network. The lab was downcasted it, and they also had NASCAR drivers Chase Elliott, who up there Atlanta Braves, and Ross Chastain, who are with the Reds, probably a Reds fan, and they both drove several stock cars around the track.
I figured it made sense for Elliott to represent the Atlanta team since he's from Dawsonville, which is in Georgia. Same state.
I know the watermelon the watermelon man from Florida, so I'm sure there's some Red connection there. Red connection as a younger fan, but still, it was pretty cool. Just when you're like me, a fan of baseball and NASCAR, you're seeing those two worlds colliding like that.
Yeah,
I watched that. I was just laughing. I had the biggest smile on my face. It was just wow.
I bet you.
A little impromptu race at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That was just fun. And they did where the site's going to be. They ended with some ceremonial first pitches on the markings of where it's going to be at.
Yeah, that's all going to be intriguing. I'm looking forward to seeing Bristol as a baseball stadium. But hey, one of NASCAR's most historic tracks, getting more than just its kicks in auto racing.
Plus, I've heard rumors of Daytona's infield section being a temporary home for the Jaguars in a few years when their stadium undergoes renovations. But we'll see.
Didn't realize that I was going to say, at first I thought you were going to say that they were building a new stadium, but I didn't realize they're actually doing some hefty renovations.
Oh yeah, this was on show years back. It's going to be it's not. You might think all the big work they're doing is kind of unnecessary because of how younger and not popular the team is. But there's also the Florida Georgia game, so the big capacities for that.
Absolutely, but still exciting times for Bristol Motor Speedway. I still think a lot. Also, by the way, of that, I don't know if they still have that giant jumbotron that's like
the Colossus.
Yeah, like those.
Oh yeah, it's there.
It's still there.
Yeah, the small scoring pylon when they got rid of the small scoring pylon they had. They did building the Colossus there was on top of it was key to allowing them to do these events.
Okay, that all makes sense. I still worry from time to time that one of those cables is going to snap and fall, but so far so good.
Yeah, I saw somewhere that they can be raised and lowered, so
that's good.
So that always makes me nervous. Fine.
Yep, but hey, if any track out there in the United States could make a fine baseball venue, why not Bristol, right? Why not Bristol?
Yep.
So, like I said, I'm curious to see how this is all going to turn up. I can't wait to see like aerial photographs of what it looks like once the diamond's been constructed and every little piece of infrastructure needed for this baseball game in Bristol. Once it's all set up.
Oh yeah, when the NASCAR schedule gets announced and they have the spring race, we will definitely be seeing a lot of pictures on the socials of the and tear down. And tear down. So,
and perhaps a lot of advertisement for it too.
Definitely. They even said tickets are on sale now for it. So,
of course, it's going to be a hot item. Exciting time.
Up a home game, but still, apparently the Brits was approximately halfway or so along 75 generally between Cincinnati and Atlanta. So,
it's kind of right in the middle. Yeah, absolutely. Like it's like two teams kind of meeting in the middle of the country, pretty much in Tennessee.
Yep. Close to that's a potential market for an LV team down the road, an expansion. It's something to consider. Now that if Oakland's problem with getting financing for a Vegas stadium can be worked out, and with Tampa Bay getting their new stadium in the St. Pete area, well, Manfred said if those two situations get resolved, and they likely could very well be, then we'll see expansion.
Yeah, it all sounds like. Hey, I'm curious to see where this all goes, like you said, and really excited to see Bristol become a baseball diamond. Seriously, I do mean that. It's going to be a unique kind of stadium, a one of a kind, if you will.
All right. Yeah, another topic in mind?
Yes, I do have one. I was thinking this over. So Noah Lyles, he just competed yesterday in the men's 200 meters, finished with a bronze medal, came up short. The guy from Botswana won. And from what I learned yesterday, and from what all of us learned, turns out 2 days before this big event, Noah Lyles tested positive for COVID-19. So I've got some mixed opinions on this. On one hand, I hope he didn't get everyone sick, because that's really bad. Competing, even with just like a flu or that some kind of stuff, that could be really contagious. That worries me a little bit. Now, with that being said, on the other hand, I got to give it to Noah. That's gutsy. Like, that is really gutsy, because it is hard to compete even with a flu, because your lungs can get very, very congested. And when you're running at high speeds for even just 200 meters with, like, say, COVID or anything that impacts your ability to breathe, that really can affect you. So to be able to compete with COVID and still get a bronze medal out of it, gutsy, maybe a little bit selfish too, but gutsy at the same time. Tyler?
He didn't want to let America down, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Not being in that relay, but even still, he still got the bronze. That's impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. He likes to be one of those guys who represents his country. Like, I agree with what you said. He didn't want to let his country down, didn't want anyone to know. And he had said that he had not felt good in the middle of the night, and he woke up the doctors and they tested it. And unfortunately, it was a positive test for COVID. But like I said, hopefully he didn't get anyone else sick, but probably one of the gutsiest Olympic performances I have ever seen. So Noah's got nothing to be disappointed about. The fact that he competed with COVID, hey, I got respect for him. I just, like you said, at the same time, please try not to get anyone else sick. Please, Noah.
I mean, it appears that COVID nowadays is seeing it be a bit fairly milder than when it was back in March of 2020. So keep that in mind.
Very true.
The variants are slowly starting to become more and more mild over time to some people. It might be bad if you have a bad immune system, sure, but
the guys like me who have a compromised immune system and Crohn's disease. But nevertheless, I agree with you, Tyler. It's gotten a lot more mild these days, and hopefully it was just a mild case for Noah Lyles. But hey, I'm not gonna rip him too much for it. In fact, I just gotta commend him. I'm just in awe that he competed with a disease that really affects your lungs and your ability to breathe. And in a race like that where you need to be able to breathe, the fact that he was able to get a bronze medal, just ridiculous. That's gutsy. Good for you, Noah Lyles.
Yep. Like I said, and it's hard to believe the Olympics are almost over. And this weekend, tomorrow, in fact, we have a woman competing in the 100-meter hurdles. Grace from White Lake, Michigan, a class of 2019 graduate from Lakeland High School.
That's awesome. And I was just gonna. Sorry, I was just gonna say we had a wrestler from Penn High School, which is from where the high school that's near where I originally come from in Osceola, Indiana. We had a wrestler on the women's side who won gold. So locals showing up for Team USA.
Yeah, Valley Schools is proud of her, and tomorrow the race is being run at 1:35 our time. Last Saturday, full day of competition. And it's going to be great. It's great to have someone who's been from this area in the Olympics. The RNBC affiliates throughout the country, they really take pride in spotlighting the hometown athletes. And this is no exception.
Absolutely. All right. This might seem like a bit of a dumb question, but do you know what her name is? I don't know if I've heard of her or not.
Yeah, I saw a thing on it from Valley Schools.
Yeah, good for her. I'm happy for her, and hopefully she comes away with a gold or even a medal. Just
Grace Stark.
Greg Stark was her name? Sorry.
Stark, yeah.
Well, like I said, hopefully she kills it tomorrow and has a great race.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on NBC tomorrow afternoon, but we'll see. I mean,
but I'm happy for her.
Yeah, she was way after. She graduated way after you and I did, so we don't have any connections with her whatsoever, except for high school.
Yeah, we're just linked by the fact that the three of us went to Lakeland. But again, wishing her all the best tomorrow. And hopefully, I don't miss that race because I want to see her do well. Give it everything you got, and no one will be disappointed. As long as she gives it, like I'm just saying, as long as she gives it her best, hey, that's all we can ask for. And I know she will. I believe in her.
So what events are you know that are coming up this weekend? Obviously, besides what I just mentioned tomorrow.
Yep. We have I'm glad you asked me that question. We got a big soccer game tomorrow. Women's soccer, U.S. and Brazil, battle for the gold, and a rematch from 2008. Should be really, really exciting. Go ahead, Tyler. What's your thoughts on that matchup?
Well, hopefully they do good. I mean, it's about a lot better than how the men did. All the men didn't do too shabby. I mean, getting knocked down the quarters is a bummer, but still impressive run for them.
Yeah, but compared to Copa America, where they didn't even get to the knockout stages, at least in the Olympics.
That's a different team. The men's soccer in the Olympics is amateurs under 20 U23 teams.
Oh, I didn't realize
Whereas in women's soccer for the Olympics, it's the pros.
Now it all makes sense. I did not want to.
It's not stepping on the toes of FIFA or anything.
Okay. So my thoughts on this upcoming match is Brazil's going to be tough for this young U.S. team. Like, they are very physical. They might draw quite a few yellow cards, but that's not going to stop them from trying to get under the skins of of the young ladies representing Team USA. But so if I'm Team USA, just keep your poise, keep your cool, don't panic. All right, find lanes, just do what you do best. Play your style of soccer or football.
Yep. Yeah, and Brazil's football mad, so they're a crazy country. So
they love football.
Remember the 2014 World Cup?
Yep, absolutely.
Brazil hosted that one.
Mm-hmm. I think we're coming up, if I'm correct, we might be coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the 7-1 game.
That already, I'm sure that already happened by now.
You might be right. I forgot what date that was.
Yeah,
but
back in like July or something.
Yep, Joel, I'm still remember that game. Mm-hmm. You know what? I guess that could be all right. Guess that could be our third and final subject if you want. So I'll ask you this question, Tyler. Where were you when 7-1 happened?
I was watching that game and just stunned. It's like, wow. Yeah. This is a team that has the opportunity to play in such an iconic stadium, the Maracana, for the first time since 1950, a chance to avenge that loss, and then to get you-know-what handed to by the Germans, who go on to beat Argentina.
Yeah. That was a really good German team, too. And like you, I was at home, too, watching, and I couldn't believe myself. Now, from what I understand, they were missing a couple key players, Neymar being one of them, but still, the Germans just, for lack of better words, they actually blitzkrieged the heck out of the Brazilians, especially in that first half. And I was stunned. Like, they were holding nothing back. And the announcer said it best. Brazil, they are being torn apart, humiliated, humbled. I'd never seen anything like it. Of course, and earlier that year, we had the Super Bowl where the Broncos got blown out by the Seahawks, and I thought that was bad. This was it was hard to watch. And I did feel bad for those Brazilians in attendance at the Maracanã. No.
Well, I think it was actually in Sao Paulo, but the final was at the Maracanã.
You could be right there.
Yeah, I think Sao Paulo hosted the final. I don't remember. It's been too long. And 4 years prior, there was a group stage match between North Korea and Portugal. And Portugal, it was only a 1-0 lead at the half for the Portuguese.
Yeah.
A game that was actually shown on North Korean state television, mind you. And then the second half happened, and then Portugal makes it 7-0.
Yeah.
Oh. That was back in South Africa in Johannesburg back in 2010.
Ouch.
And the North Koreans had to see that.
Oh, my.
Though they had televisions, and they're going to get the state media, but still. Ouch.
Yep, crazy stuff. All right. In addition to the soccer match, should be a good match between the U.S. and Brazil. We've also got the gold medal game between France and the United States in men's basketball. Should be a good game.
I watched the second half of the game against Serbia, and it was looking ugly. I mean, Serbia was leading at the half, and there was a time where it looked like Nicole Yoga and the guys were going to be able to win it. Then the U.S. came back and made it a good one. Yeah, absolutely. There was a period where, like, going into that fourth quarter, I for sure thought, oh gosh, we are going to lose. We are getting embarrassed by Jokic. He is making mincemeat of us, but give the U.S. a lot of props. They found a way to rally in the end and win a close one over a fantastic Serbia team. Yeah, they were no slouches. Yeah, those Serbian teams. I mean, when the month before I was born in '92, no one really stood a chance against our guys in the NBA when the Dream Team was assembled. Nowadays, you're seeing a lot of NBA players from around the world. Remember Yao Ming? Yes, I do. I do remember Yao Ming. He was a big part of China's basketball team back in Beijing. Big guy, too. Very tall. I do remember him. And a lot of funny thing is, so a lot of people watch college basketball. One guy I know of, John Rothstein, he would always – so Zach Edey, according to John Rothstein, would be considered the Yao Ming of college basketball these days. Not sure how I felt about it, but both of them are good players. I don't think that's a racist thing against Asians. That's the legacy of him, his impact in China in the basketball. And America.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he didn't get to win a title with Houston, which is the same, but still.
Mm-hmm.
His run was
Yeah.
nothing sort of impressive. His time in the NBA in America was nothing sort of impressive.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
fact that we've had bad preseason games in China ever since Yao Ming stopped says a lot until Daryl Morey unintentionally supported Hong Kong, which I don't blame him for, but China,
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I was just gonna say in order to add on. So the thing I noticed with this U.S. team in that game against Serbia, hey, like I said, world's catching up, and at next Olympics in L.A., I don't think we're gonna have LeBron nor Kevin Durant on that team. We might have Steph Curry, but it's gonna be a different team.
How much longer will we have Steph? We're gonna need to have our new guys up. I mean, the women have been doing fine, but we don't have. But Caitlin Clarkin was not on the roster, and I feel like that hurt attendance in some of the early matches, like in Japan. Like how one Japanese fan said he would want open to see Clark had a sign in English saying he would open to see Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
same really.
No doubt about that. I mean, she might not have made this year's Olympics, but come LA 2028, I've got very few doubts that she's going to be on the team for LA 2028. And there's an advantage to her not being on the Olympic team. It allows her to get used to the WNBA style play and get prepared for the next Olympic Games in 4 years.
Yeah, and besides, the FIFA could very well be a contender for definitely for championships for a while, given if her success in Iowa was any indication.
Yep. And as long as they surround her with talent, of course, too. Got to build that team one piece at a time.
Yep. Well, there's Angel Reese in Chicago, so we'll see.
Yep. I don't know if you also knew this. Zach Edey was at one point earlier this year. He was trying out for Team Canada and decided to withdraw from the tryouts for Team Canada. Because he wanted to focus on his first NBA season for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Don't blame him.
Yeah. I think he just wanted to get used to the NBA style of game. But come LA 2028, wouldn't surprise me if he tries out and makes it for Team Canada. At least I hope to see him in the games.
Yeah, the upcoming the Clippers' new home will be where they play the basketball games at for the LA Olympics. Into a lot of the stadiums in LA that have corporate namings.
Yeah.
And UEFA rules, FIFA, and the IOC, they all strip any non-official sponsors away and official one and use generic names.
Yep, absolutely. Plenty of sponsored infrastructure in Los Angeles, that's for sure. I've also heard SoFi Stadium is going to be the spot where they host the opening ceremonies, and there'll be 2 cauldrons lit for the LA games. And
LA Coliseum really still has the track and field, so.
Yep, that cauldron's going to be lit. Absolutely. So, my man Tyler, what else is on your mind sports-wise? Anything?
Still haven't heard anything about the NASCAR schedule. The hold up like last year's was possibility of getting international races, either in Montreal or Mexico City or both. Probably could just be Mexico City this year. We'll see.
Ooh. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I have heard somewhat about the international races. I heard there was one in Mexico that was planned and maybe Montreal, but time will tell. I agree with you
Montreal's
there.
Montreal's hold up is the weather. Remember, Quebec's weather is no different than ours.
Yeah.
B, they have the Canadian Grand Prix in early June.
Yep, absolutely. So exciting stuff. It's great to see, though, that NASCAR's trying to return to those markets like Mexico and Montreal, kind of like how they did in the late 2000s. I found those.
I remember the Busch Series, at least racing in Mexico City. The Cup Series hasn't done a points-paying race globally since they raced in Toronto at Exhibition Place in 1958, where Richard Petty made his debut.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
I mean, they had exhibition races internationally in Australia and Japan, but not anything with merit.
Yeah, nothing there.
And at least to start with your with your closest international markets that are easy to drive to.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no doubt about that. It wouldn't surprise me to see NASCAR try an international race sometime like 5 to 10 years in the future, whether that be in Toronto or even Montreal or maybe some other city in Canada, maybe like Vancouver, for example, just to name a few.
I mean, the Busch Series in 07 raced in both Mexico City and Montreal, so
That is true. It's possible. I'm sure they're
we'll
going to
see.
figure this out. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, about the Gateway could be a playoff race in September and other stuff, and Talladega could be a move down the playoff order to like the elimination round to eliminate the final an 8 round, and there's going to be a lot of changing going forward.
Yep, no doubt about that. No doubts about that there. So should be interesting times for the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing.
Yeah, we know about the IndyCar schedule because of that deal with Fox. So that deal is all figured out, and we know that all races are on Fox. Practice and qualifying will be on Fox Sports 1 and 2. Likely no longer commercial free on Peacock.
Yeah. But hopefully, with IndyCar being on Fox, hopefully we get less other interruptions like presidential speeches and that stuff. But
we don't have to worry about that until we might have to not have to worry about that. That's the dangers of the problems of having your races on over the air when you have these interruptions happen.
Yep.
It's a balancing act. No one's intentions, but
right. I mean, I get it too. And these things happen. We're just hoping for less of them next year. That's all.
I feel like we will be. We don't have to worry about that until 28 at the most. We're lucky. We'll see.
Yep, we will see. Absolutely. All right. Anything else you wanted to discuss, my man?
So yeah, Lions also in other news they lost their first preseason game, but like I think it was 14-3, but against the Giants in New York, they were in New Jersey, but there were a couple of skirmishes during their joint practices on Monday and Tuesday. From what I've heard. It was bad. Was going hard on find both teams for such altercations.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that happens every preseason. Go ahead, Tyler.
I don't mind the joint practice. I just wish teams were just a wee bit more restrained.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I know the Bears won their for like the Hall of Fame game. Of course, that got like canceled or after like just 2.5 quarters, and the Bears ended up winning like by 3 points in that game. But a lot of that was due to a lightning delay.
Yeah, lightning delays. Can't control that.
Yeah. So I'll be curious to see how Caleb Williams does in this first preseason action. I've tried to keep up with the Bears. Admittedly, I need to do a better job because I've been distracted with the Olympics.
Yeah, Lions, I hear you, but hey, at least the Olympics on Sunday, we get we figure out who sings our anthem, how they're going to do the Olympic flag handoff, what the LA is going to do to preview their time 4 years from now.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a beautiful, beautiful anthem. I mean, hey, it always gets me up. I get goosebumps on the inside hearing our anthem, especially when it's professionally sung.
I always like it when MGM what normally ends the night with a rendition of our anthem. Using that the anthem, the recordings they play from 2012 when the London Philharmonic Orchestra did it for the London Olympics. They've used that for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
beautiful.
It's good. And they did nights when they might do another country anthem or not do it, like because of like when Sidney McLaughlin won yesterday. If they don't do yesterday, they didn't do the ceremonies until today. So
okay,
they just ended with an interview with her. So they'll definitely end tonight's covered with the anthem, with her anthem, no matter what. So
yeah, good stuff. And she won a big race yesterday. Wasn't even close, and it was a world record. How about that?
Yeah, Wednesday night they played the U.S. anthem for when we won a skating event from 2022 because of a team skating event because the Russians were disqualified due to doping allegations, and it took them a while to figure out who would win the gold and silver for that.
Yeah, I saw that we
Yeah,
had
it
a.
sounds like more. I'm going to see figure skating get represented at the Summer Olympics.
Don't see that every day, but I'm glad to see the IOC was able to right the wrongs there, and glad to see we got another gold medal from the Winter Olympic Games in 2022. That's something I definitely not had in my bingo card. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, we also just won a relay event today too, so another gold for us. Yay!
Yay, awesome stuff. The only thing I'd seen so far Olympic wise today was the soccer game between France and Spain, and it was not looking too good for the host nation when I last looked. Ooh.
Ouch! At least they've got new guys like Victor Wembanyama in for the and Rudy Gobert playing for them on Sunday against our guys.
Okay, yeah,
That's gonna be fun.
should be a lot of fun.
Seriously.
All right, sports fans, I am gonna have to wrap it up. My folks are gonna need me. Tyler, it was good talking sports with you once again, and
and don't forget this, sports fans.
Mhm.
Not this week, but next week we are going to head out to Chicago through Wednesday through Friday, Saturday morning, and we will be doing videos at Wrigley and at Guaranteed Rate Field, and Friday afternoon maybe doing some other stuff. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler, looking forward to spending time with you and your folks in Chicago, and more particularly in Wrigleyville. Been looking forward to it. Been thinking about it a lot these last few days, and thinking about it piece by piece, step by step. Just excited for me and Tyler and his folks. Greatest adventure yet. Sorry about that.
It's going to be fun. I mean, it's a short trip, but it doesn't make it any less exciting.
The grins on our faces should tell you it all. Good stuff. I can't wait. Tigers and Cubs can't go wrong.
Nope.
Absolutely. All right, sports fans, thank you for tuning in. If anything you want to say, any questions you have for me or Tyler, leave it below. I'll try to answer it in the not this next week, but in the upcoming week. I'm going to be in Alabama, so I won't be able to do any live videos because our internet situation there is going to be a bit limited, from what I understand. So I wanted to give you all an update there, but we'll try to do a video before we go to Chicago. Of course, if Tyler wants to.
Oh, definitely. Why would I say no to that? I mean, we'll definitely do something beforehand.
Yep. And if not beforehand, we'll do something in our time in Chicago. Something.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of. Yep.
We're just figuring it out as it goes along.
Yep.
All right. Sports fans, me and Tyler greatly appreciate the support. And thanks for watching this Friday's Sports Talk with the two guys here. This is Jake Waxman.
And Tyler Laviolette.
Wishing you all a good day. Take care, everyone.